Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on board this Sirena 78. But what's important about it is how significant this vessel is. Significant not just for me, but so important for the yachting industry that it will define the future course of how the future boaters are going to be buying boats and how they're going to look into them. This vessel is such a light bulb moment, no pun intended, that you may very well think that this vessel is something that I want to trade my house for and I want to move into. Come with us and let's take a look. We're starting our walkthrough all the way from the aft swim platform, and it is so large that you can easily fit a tender or a jet ski on it. And what you can also do is once the swim platform is all the way down, which it goes hydraulically up and down, you have these steps that are integrated into the platform. And once the platform is in the water, it's very easy to walk back up to the boat without having the need to take a large, massive leap towards the deck itself. Once you are walking towards the up of the boat on the main dining area in the aft, you have these large and very wide steps. Now between the steps is where you find your crew cabin, and not just one, but two crew cabins, which we will come back to. But for now, let's check out the dining table. Now, before we walk towards the dining area, I want to point out that on your port side, you have a shower wand outlet right on your side as you walk upstairs. Also, as you do get upstairs, you have a large gate, one on either side, so whoever is behind the dining table can make sure that the pets or kids don't fall off the boat while on the move. Now, once you do get up, you have cleats on either side. Love how they've done these tracks so it leads the lines nicely over the cleat. You have a winch on the side, on both sides, and also a great place to keep any covers or shoes at. Plus it has its very own drain hole. And once you push it up with the spring, it stays up. And to put it down, you just tap at it and boom, now it falls down. Excellent. Once we get to the dining area, I don't think I have ever seen, and I would love to know if you have seen, an exterior table, an onyxes-like table with illuminated lighting coming from below. Obviously having a seating area right around it, very deep seats. So when you want to come here, great place to hang out, enjoy a meal or whatever else you may want to do over here. A lot of white space around, so it gives you a very open feeling. Now, talking about an open feeling, the whole entryway to the boat feels as if the exterior living space and the interior living space have no limitation between each other than the sliding door that if you want, you can close up, and now you separate the two areas just like that. Now, before we go inside, I do want to take you around the boat and show you what's at the bow. Before we get there, on your port side, you have a fridge. So whenever you do want to grab a cold one, you can easily do that. And right at the top of that, you have a nice finish, a marble-like finish. So whatever else you may want to store here, maybe have appetizers served. Great place for that. Now, as I mentioned before, this might very well become your house on the water. And while you are finding this place perhaps being the perfect office space, you can connect your laptop to a power plug underneath, so you can make sure that your work can keep on going while you're enjoying life. And same power outlet is also on the other side. Talking about on the other side, on the starboard side now, you have an additional storage. So on the starboard side being a slightly larger, because you have dual areas for storing any lines, fender protectors, or shoes once again. As we walk towards the bow, you have a side boarding gate. So if you do want to use this to get off the boat, you can easily do that. Yeah, comes in handy, especially when you do side mooring to the restaurant. As we walk towards the bow now, I love the overhang. You have a large spotlight light, so it gives you a lot of light during the nighttime when you're cruising around or you're in anchor. This glass panel nicely separates the whole section here and actually even widens it. That makes it even brighter because of this extremely large window that goes from almost from the floor to the ceiling. Now, as we keep walking, on the left-hand side, all the paneling is from a glass. So you can only imagine how much natural light you have inside the boat. All the gunnels, everything finished nicely with teak. And this is something special with Sirena in general. They do a lot of things in-house, including their woodwork as well as their own metalwork. Now, once we do get to the bow, what a hike this was, a 78-footer, and this bow area becomes a whole new, let's call it an island on the water, because you have a section just for lounge beds with reclinable backrests. You have a cup holders, 3 on either side, and pop-up lights. So whenever you want to add that extra funk for the nighttime, you definitely can. Talking about the funk, if you want to turn on the music, you have all your audio controls on your starboard side once again. Great place to come with friends, hang out, maybe have a bite to eat or a cocktail. Nice L-shaped seating. Everything is extremely well connected, and I mean, what a great view out. And again, I do want to emphasize the size of this place. Again, this is a 78-foot boat, but reminds you of a close to 100-footer. Really well utilized space. Now, talking about utilizing your space, underneath you find storage area. So if you do want to perhaps put your seat covers or anything stored away, you can do that. You don't have to carry them all the way towards the bow or put them in the engine room. Talking about an engine room, we absolutely will take you and we will show you this boat's engine room, because it is so large that I kind of got lost in it, not to mention how much space I have above my head. That being said, even more storage all the way to the bow. You have 2 lockers, 1 on either side. Again, whatever you may want to store, you can easily do that. Not to mention the chain lockers for your anchor are extremely deep. So perhaps you want to store your fenders, the large ones, nicely in one place. This is a great place to do just that. Also, all your anchor control right here, so easily accessible whenever needed. Giving you a sneak peek of the flybridge, we will go next, but you can see the glass goes all around and wraps around the flybridge area. And if you do want to have more open feeling, you can do it like on the Sirena 48 right next to us. This one has a fully open flybridge, which is the same thing that you can do on the Sirena 78. So as you walk this very long walkway, you once get to the staircase. But before we go towards the staircase, what I love about it is you have an additional helm station right outside, hidden underneath this wood lead, just like this. So you have your joystick control and your engine start-stop buttons. Right underneath that is where you find additional storage. So maybe quick things that the captain needs access to or the crew needs access to. Easy ways to access. Now, this is the staircase now that leads all the way to the flybridge. And first things, I love the fact that you have this very tall handrail, easy to grab onto, and the steps, I mean, look at that. My foot size is about 11 and a half, 12, and it fits nicely on the step. As you walk, all the steps being so wide, very deep, so you don't feel like you're climbing a very steep staircase. And even what they have done is oftentimes they finish the staircase metalwork and they just leave the exposed metal. But here they've covered the top part with the teak, so it nicely flows from top to bottom without having any metalwork sticking to your eyes as you walk up. This is a neat detail. I have not seen this one before. As we get to the flybridge now, the last step is a step to the fiberglass, but what they have done is added a non-skid, so even with wet feet, you can make sure that you don't slip as you're going up and down the stairs. Once you get to the top, you have a nice open area here, so if you want to put a yoga mat over here, put a treadmill here, or your gym equipment, whatever you want, your imagination is your only limitation here, because this is perfect for anything. When you are getting hungry from your exercise, you have an outdoor barbecue area with a canyon barbecue. This lead, you can either open one, close one, whichever way you like. Below that, abundant amount of storage. Right next to the barbecue is a small sink hidden underneath this stone plate. And this is heavy enough so even when you are going through some rougher waters, this lid is not gonna pop out and fall off the board. So what these buttons allow you to do now is create a very dynamic indoor-outdoor space. During the colder days or in the colder climates, what you can do is you push a button and this windshield goes all the way up, giving you a lot of protection from the wind, maybe it's side rain, whatever it might be. This is perfect for that. Or if you like, you just push a button once again and it opens halfway, just like this. And the button next to that is what allows you to control the roof, the canvas rooftop. So just push a button and you can either open it or close it, which we are doing just now. Again, giving you the protection from the sun and from the rain. On your port side now is where you have additional serving area, and below that is where you find a refrigerator. Not the only refrigerator over here, but an easy access to grab a drink either while you're sitting around the U-shaped seating or maybe working out in the aft. The buttons right next to this is the same exact thing as you saw on the starboard. The window goes all the way up or it opens the way it is open right now. Now carrying it on, a truly an oversized dining area experience where you can easily entertain 8 people, maybe even more. And you know what? This is a place perhaps even more comfortable than the one downstairs. This is a grand dining area. This is where you would have the best meals. And again, this is not the only dining area on this boat. We haven't even gotten inside. And once you see that, you might have a hard time thinking where you want to have a dinner because every place is perfect. Now, maybe the dining experience is not the perfect environment that you would like to enjoy. For that, what you can do is you have this set of buttons here. You push down and the whole dining area goes all the way down. And if you want, you can even convert this into an additional sunbed where you can just come, lay down, kick back, relax, read your favorite book, just like this. Or set it up maybe as a coffee table. Across from your dining table is where you can find your wine cooler. So whatever drink you may want to have, you have an option to keep your wines in the optimal temperature. Talking about optimal temperature, right in the optimal dead center of the console here is where you have a TV, which is a high-low TV. So if you do want, you can easily store it away when not in use or pop it up just like the way it is right now and enjoy it from the dining table or from the big sunbed right across from it. So from your lounge dining area, we transition towards the helm station. But before we even get to that, you have a bar area here. And once again, same stone-like finish as we saw downstairs. And right below that, I love this paneling, this slatted panel with LED lighting around it, gives this very nice floating feeling. And same thing right below that. So if you do want, I bet you can actually add bar stools here. So if you do want to lounge, enjoy the view out, great place for that. Again, nicely wraparound window, so giving a lot of protection whatever the weather is outside. And a sink with a freshwater faucet right next to the sink faucet. I haven't seen that one actually before. And same thing, a stone at the top to keep it in place. Below, plenty of amount of storage and also an easy access to the freshwater filtration system right here. Boom. So if you ever need to change it, you definitely can. Plenty of fridges and also an ice maker at your fingertips, whatever cocktails you or perhaps your stew wants to prepare for you. They have a great access to that. Again, even more storage, plenty of drawers, anything that the captain maybe want to store away, plenty of space for that. Talking about a captain, this is the place now that you or your captain, whoever would drive the boat from, there's a great visibility out. So I would say, and also you have cameras absolutely everywhere, aft-facing cameras. So even if you are an owner-operator, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to drive this boat on your own if you have an experienced significant other who could help you with lines and fenders. And here you can see a sneak peek of the engine room. And it makes it even easier because you have a joystick, you have a bow thruster, you have a stern thruster, and those three combined, this is like driving a paddleboard. Now, what you can also do is, if you do need to charge your phone, you have a wireless charger, which, you can change this angle, whichever way you like, clock it up. Control buttons, your throttle controls, light controls right next to this, your Victron energy systems, your engine operation start-stop buttons, your Garmin monitors. The only thing I will do here, maybe I'll put bigger Garmin monitors to use this space. But yeah, you have Garmin monitors here, you have 3 of them here. Your chain counter, your hum-free trim tabs. Everything you need is at your fingertips. Very nicely laid out, not to mention all your electricals. So whatever breakers you may want to turn on, you can easily do that. Everything is very clearly labeled. Also love the fact that it has a door in front of it, so even the kids or anybody who shouldn't be touching these controls, like me, they don't have to. You know what's significant with Sirena? It's not just a space utilization what they do really well. This is a Category A motor yacht. Category A, this is like the highest grade. It's like a Michelin 3 in a restaurant world. And this is very hard to accomplish and a very hard rating to get. Now it's time to go check out the inside of the Sirena 78. How do you get inside? Well, there are a couple different ways. One of the 3 is using the flybridge to take this staircase down, but we don't want to go from here because we want to use the grand entrance, the main entrance. Welcome to the inside, the grand entrance of the Sirena 78. And we're starting off all the way from the beginning of the interior, the living room, the heart of every home. And why do I say home? Because like I mentioned earlier, this might be very well the boat that you change for your house. Because boat is something that you can take anywhere in the world, regardless of the climate change and how the climate is defining your area where your house is located. So a great place to escape. Talking about escape, if you're looking to buy this Sirena 78 or any other Sirenas, you can find it on YachtWay.com. It is the Zillow for yachts, where you can explore them in full 3D. Also, you can explore a Sirena 78 in full 3D, just like it's 2025, not 1995, because we are living in the future, which is today. We're not living in the past. Now, talking about the past, if you do want to watch any of the movies from the past, you can do that using the high-low table right here and enjoying it from the couch right across from it. Right across from it, also, you can see how large the windows are, which we pointed out while we were walking on the side of the vessel. And I love the fact that they have framed this window nicely with the Onyx's insert lighting. Gives you this very nice glow of lighting, not to mention this insert, slatted black insert ceiling part with spotlights. If you haven't subscribed to YachtWay Spotlight, you absolutely should. And speakers recessed and integrated into the ceiling itself, not to mention the AC grills that are nicely flush and integrated to the ceiling part so they don't stick out like a sore eye. If there's too much brightness coming in from outside, you can lower these shades, giving you plenty enough shade to tuck into. You saw a wine cooler upstairs on the flybridge. You have an additional one in the living room. So whichever area you're located at, you can make sure you find your perfect wine. And of course, a storage unit right next to it. So whatever you may want to store away, you can easily do that. Not to mention the light controls, AC controls, everything tucked away behind the corner. And here you can see the light fixture even closer. And what a nice way to integrate it into the walls themselves, which also are the columns to keep this thing all the way up. Now, talking all the way up, this is the staircase now that we mentioned that leads to the flybridge. And again, wide steps. It's not a staircase on a steep angle, which would make you climb. Very nicely, organically walks and flows to the flybridge. And even the column for the staircase is nicely curved and also matches with the curvature of the windshield at the front and on the flybridge. As you walk up, you have this leather-wrapped handrail, and you can feel the nice leather stitching right behind it, and you can see the stitch as you walk up. Very nicely finished, and I love this taupe color. You will also see it actually downstairs in the cabins, how they have been playing around with the taupe leather as well as this weathered gray oak. Gives this very modern and open feel. Talking about an open field, whoever wants to prepare any grand meals, this is the place to do that, because you have a nice open layout kitchen. And what I like about it is, by the way, you can do it if you like. There's no helm station, which you typically find on boats. There's always a helm station downstairs next to the galley, you know, your conventional things. This does not feel like a convention. It feels truly as a revolution in the world of boat building, and something that I am sure a lot of other manufacturers sooner or later will replicate in their products. Now, once you have prepared the meals, you can enjoy them at the dining area, place to serve 6 people comfortably, and even more storage all around, wrapped around. Plus, this acts as an office desk. So if you want, you can just move this chair, and voila, now it becomes your office. You can look back and you can just admire where you've moved. Now, below the island, you have storage. So whatever you do need to store away, you can easily do that. Even more on this side being even deeper, maybe a great place for plates or whatever else. Now, as we come around the island here, love how they have this waterfall effect with the stone. On the other side, first thing, you have a convection oven / microwave. Next to that, more storage and even more storage here. But before we go there, I do want to point out the refrigerators on this boat, because let me just look at this. So you have, let's start with the freezers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 freezer drawers. A lot of food that you can store away. Plus, fridge big enough to keep anything you desire. I mean, this is something you would find once again from your home. Not to mention, you have a perfect place to keep all your vegetables. Nice trays just for those as well. Now, over here is even more storage space. At this point, I don't even know what you're going to store, because there's too much to store. All the dishes that you have used, you have a life-size dishwasher. It's not one of those small ones. This is a house dishwasher. Sink with a drinking water faucet. And you know what's neat? This is something I have not seen before in a boat. Not the sink. I've seen the sink. But where they have created these storage areas for, these are still wrapped, by the way. So if you do want to keep the cutting boards or anything here, you have easy access. Look at this. So now, if you want to store this, boom. Yeah, this is where you would maybe put a pot on. I'm not a chef, so I wouldn't know what you would put it for or use it for, but I'm sure you would. What's this? Ah, look at that. So maybe you want to wash your tomatoes or anything over here. Boom. Where do you put it? You have to keep it somewhere, right? Now, boom. Look at that. You just store here. Even your knives, they have an easier place to keep them. Looks nice, huh?
Yeah, boy.
So this is your upstairs area. And also what's great is you have a windshield that opens up. So if you want to let any fresh air in while you're cooking, I love how it's very ergonomically positioned and perfectly positioned actually from the cooktop. So any of the smoke can easily go out. Now, talking about the smoke, when you are cooking, you can obviously rely on this window sucking out all the smoke from the food. You actually push a button, you have a range that raises up from the counter itself, that then sucks in all the grease and making sure that this place smells as fresh as it does right now. Now, before we walk to the cabins, you have a third way of getting to the main salon here, which is using this door right here. So voila. Now, whenever you do need to get out, you can easily do that. All the light controls, once again, easy access. So either you're coming in from the main entrance, or if you come in from here, you can easily turn on and off the lights. You don't have to run around the boat, being cumbersome, not knowing where you're going. Now, we are going though to the cabins down below. Now, as we walk down, first of all, again, the steps are extremely wide. They're extremely comfortable as you come down. All the steps have LED lights recessed underneath each edge. So it gives you a nice glow. Once you do get down, first of all, the feeling of a carpet, it gives you this very homey feeling. And you know that this represents your bedroom area, because in your real home, you would probably have also carpet in your bedroom. Now, talking about bedroom, we're going to start off with the owner's cabin right from the get-go. And as you transition from the hallway to the cabin, there's no kick plate, so you won't hit your toes against anything. And the doorways and the door frames are tall enough that me, 6'1", I can easily walk underneath. Don't need to tuck absolutely anywhere. Once you get in, you have a mirror that represents the door, and you have mirror actually on both sides. So first thing as you walk in, you have, this is a king size bed. There's no way this is smaller than a king. Nicely framed, leather wrapped all around, LED lighting underneath, this same black slatted wood backsplash, and this onyx is like back illuminated lighting on both sides. And I have to say, I absolutely love how this room looks like just with these lights on their own. On both sides, you have your nightstands with leather pulls. So whatever you might want to store away, you can do that. And the front panels match with the wraparound leather of the bed once again. And same onyx type stone at the top of the nightstands. Also, a full-size walk-in closet. And as you walk in, you have a mirror floor to ceiling, with the exception of 4 inches on underneath, below and top, but a full-size mirror, ample amount of hanging areas. So ladies, whatever dresses they might want to hang, they have plenty of place for that. Not to mention shelves here, even more storage for hanging, and drawers, nicely organized drawers. So you have these sections within. So whatever you might want to store, you can easily find the perfect place for them. And also a storage area for the men, for their pants. Perfect. Yeah. You know what I would do? Because if you have silk pants or pants that are very slippery in terms of the fabric, there could be a rubber band that stops the pants from falling off the rail itself. This is the only thing that I would do probably here. But otherwise, how nicely it is. Neatly looks exactly like a drawer, but it carries a very different purpose from a drawer itself. As we come out, an additional mirror. You know, playing with these mirrors gives a lot of natural light and make this room feel even bigger. You close it up, you have a mirror. There is no way you can ignore not looking at yourself, because you should be looking at yourself. You have just acquired a boat that looks like a home, so you should feel proud to look at yourself, okay? Talking about looking at yourself, you have even more storage units all around. So again, ladies who might want to store away, and if your wife has always said, this boat does not have enough storage for me to keep my dresses, well, buddy, do I have an answer for you? Let me tell you. Yeah? If your wife still says that, no, honey, you know, there's something seriously wrong. Now, if there's something seriously wrong, any prenups, you can easily store them in the safe right here, neatly tucked away, so out of the sight from the unwanted. And also a TV mounted on the wall itself. So whenever you want to watch one, maybe a great place for that. Now, for the ladies who are happy though with the boat that you have acquired, they have their very own area here to get themselves ready, because this is a proper vanity desk with a mirror integrated. And I mean, just look at how large the mirror is. Again, you don't have to duck down to look at yourself. I'm 6'1", I'm standing up here. I can easily see myself. A window right behind, so once you are ready, you can show yourself to the world. If you don't desire to show yourself, boom, once again, you can put the shade down and protect your privacy. Any nitty-gritty that you want to store away, plenty of storage for that once again. And on the other side as well. Yeah? Nice ottoman that you can move back and forth. And a walk-in, what a place this is. So this is your owner's head now. Sink, nice large mirror, and a natural light window with a porthole. So if you don't want to let natural air in, you definitely can do that. You have your toilet paper holder, your faucet controls, walk-in shower with a rain shower, place to keep all your shampoos, soaps, whatever you may need, and a handheld one over here as well. This marble panel, okay, they could have done it a small one, but what they did was they made a very large one, and this makes it feel like this room is like 8 feet by 8 feet, but in reality I want to say it's like 4 feet by 4 feet. By the way, if you want to measure it, you can do it on YachtWay, because on YachtWay you can use 3D scans to measure spaces. If you want to know how wide it is, you can go after the video and you can check it out. We're transitioning from the owner's cabin now towards the guest cabins. First thing that we will have is a day head. Well, it's more like a Jack and Jill that you can use as a day head or a head for the guests. So as we step inside, you have a sink, you have a toilet, and a dry head with doors that you can close up, your rain shower right above yourself, and also a bench, not to mention a window with a porthole and a shade to give you even more privacy. As we walk out, this is the door now that would open and lead you to the guest cabin itself. So this one has 2 twin beds, mirror in the dead center, natural light that comes in to 2 windows with a porthole, and once again a shade for added privacy, as well as a TV mounted flush with the wall, and behind the door you have an addition. This is not a snake, by the way. Yeah, okay. Anybody who thought this is a snake, no, this is a cushion. Right across from the 2 twin bed guest room, you have an additional guest room with a queen size bed mounted against the wall. So you have plenty of place to walk around, and the guests, you know, they can get comfortable here. A reading lamp and a nightstand. So easy access to that. And of course, a walk-in shower with a toilet. You open this up, you have 2 doors, very grand entrance, voila. You walk in, you have a rain shower, same thing, you have a bench, just like this, natural light, and a porthole with a shade. All the way forward, separated with a door, is where your VIP cabin is. You take these 3 steps and you end up in a full beam VIP. I love how they have done the queen size bed, slightly larger than a queen, I want to say. Rather than putting it all the way forward, they have put it on an angle, so you have plenty of enough space to walk comfortably around it. Plenty of storage for your guests, anything they may want to store. You know, this is the size of closet than you would find in other boats as a owner's cabin closet size, but this is for the guests. Plenty of storage all around it. A large TV, which also acts as a mirror. So again, even the guests have an opportunity to make sure that they look dapper wherever they go. When your guests want to lounge, they don't have to go upstairs. They can also lounge right next to their bed. And I tell you that, this is a great place to come hang out, kick back, read a book, enjoy the views out, which you have from the both sides. Oh yeah, this is actually comfortable. Much more comfortable than I was anticipating it being. Spotlights. Now at this point I'm just trying to find excuses. You can skip about 15 seconds forward because I'm trying to find reasons to stay here. You have spotlights integrated into the ceiling, so a lot of natural light that comes in. And whenever the guests do want to get ready, they have the same exact vanity desk like the owner's cabin with a mirror underneath. I don't want to remove all these nice decorations that have been set up here. But a great way to, again, for guests to get ready whenever they need to. This ottoman moves out. Talking about getting ready, they also have their very own dry head. Now, once you step inside, extremely spacious space. I mean, you have plenty of space to walk around here. You have a sink right in the dead center, a walk-in shower with the rain shower. And once again, I step in, plenty of space above my head. So this is your guest head. Now it's time to go check out the crew cabin and the engine room. So this door leads us to there. Now, the moment you get downstairs, taking these 4 steps, you have a Garmin monitor on your port side. So any cameras that they may want to take a look at while they're down here, they have an easy access for that. Right below that is your electrical panel. So whatever switches they may need to turn on, off, easy access for that. You have 2 crew cabins, as I mentioned earlier. You have perhaps this one as a captain's one, a 1 bunk bed with plenty enough storage all around. And on the other side is where you have a twin bunk bed set up with a fridge drawer, a large fridge drawer right underneath you, and plenty of hanging areas for all the clothes, etc. that the crew may need to store away. And there is really no dead space on this boat. Every inch, I want to say every millimeter, has been used to use as for storage or whatever else. Make sure that you have plenty of space to keep everything. Same thing, even behind the staircase here, they have made extra storage area for the stuff that need to be kept away. Talking about kept away, you have a walk-in shower / toilet. So you have a rain shower. What's important is do not mix up two controls. While you're here doing your thing on a toilet, do not use this to flush, because you're gonna flush the wrong thing. If you do want to flush, you have your flush controls on your left hand side as you sit down. Talking about sitting down, right across from it, once you've stood up, is where you have your faucet. So any hands you may want to wash, you can do that. And storage right below with a towel hanger. Look at this. I'm telling you, no nook and cranny has been left unused. This is where you would be able to keep maybe your floss set. Perfect for that. Yeah. Now, what keeps this thing running is right behind this wall. So let's go check out the engine room. So stepping inside, this is really the only place where you need to really duck yourself is the doorway in. But otherwise, 6'1", I can stand up. On both sides, you have MON V12 engines. We'll put the specs on the screens here of the top speed and the range. But I mentioned the generator. So you have one on either side, Cummins generator. You have a Dometic AC system. Everything is very easily accessible. You can walk around the engines. If you do need to change your air intake filters, whatever you may need to do, everything is easily accessible. Look at that, you have the reverse oil change system. Huh? That's pretty neat. This is now right in front of the dining table is an additional access to the engine room. So if one is not working for some reason, the crew can easily access that. You have the water maker system, desalination water maker right here. Your hydraulic system for your swim platform or your fuel tanks, etc. are clearly labeled. You have valves, so easily turn on, off, everything. Main valve here. I mean, you have exhaust fans on both sides. Again, everything is super simple. Everything is very nicely laid out. I mean, once again, like I said, this is something that even I, with some basic knowledge, would know how to operate. And even the floor paneling, very nicely done. And whatever you need to lift up, this is how you would do it. And you can see how clean the bilges and everything are. Yeah, everything is nicely finished, even underneath. Super. This was a full, thorough walkthrough of the Sirena 78. If you enjoyed this video and you think perhaps this is the boat that you do want to change it for your house, or maybe you want to get a second house on the water, you can find it on YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform, as you have already grown to know. Visit YachtWay, explore this boat in 3D or any other yacht in that matter. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like this, then hit the subscribe button right down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.